A warm welcome back to today's industry recap. A new airline is gearing up for launch and there's a new aircraft order. One up again with Riyadh Air, who at the end of February inched closer to an official launch of scheduled services, with the upcoming company securing its all-important Air Operators Certificate, or more commonly referred to in simply AOC. The carrier has been operating test flights since 2024 in a bid to secure this AOC, a critical requirement for getting the all-clear to actually begin scheduled services. Now, it is not as simple as that for Riyadh Air. There are also many other factors into them getting off the ground, but they would never be able to do so without the AOC, so this is a very important step in the right direction. Tony Douglas, the airline CEO who joined from Etihad Airways, stated that among other plans, many hours were put into the certification process following the delivery of their spare technical aircraft. Douglas confirmed that the airline is very real, knowing that securing the AOC signals that they have a true intent for the future. Not that I think anyone was necessarily doubting that, but there may be some doubting the overall success plans for this company. Thus far, the airline has many next-generation planes on order, such as the A321neo and the 787, with the latter of which expected to be the airline's launch aircraft and was fundamentally part of their first order as a company. The 787 is integral to the airline's long-haul network upon launch, however, a new purchase is expected to bolster it in the coming years. Riyadh Air is targeting a high-capacity long-haul aircraft to complement the 787 on the long-haul network. We know that high-capacity aircraft is seen either to be the A350-1000 or the Boeing 777-9. In terms of a decision for this, it's yet to be formally made, but reporting indicates that the airline is seeking up to 50 units to enhance its fleet and continuously achieve global operations with one of the most efficient and advanced fleets. Riyadh Air was previously expected to launch in the early to mid stages of 2025, aligning with the acquisition plans of the AOC, but why I say it's more complicated than that is because the launch was only recently delayed, not because of AOC complications, but because of continued delays from Boeing in the acquisition of planes. Much of Riyadh Air's challenge in launching scheduled passenger flights is an industry-wide problem, therefore it hardly remains isolated to just them. But given they are an airline that is yet to offer a scheduled passenger flight, the impact is increased tenfold as it continues to delay the launch attempts, spurred on by persistent quality issues that have led to increased oversight from the Federal Aviation Administration. Boeing's production rates have dropped to all-time lows at recent points, affecting their backlog. These production rates and supply chain complexities have therefore resulted in things such as parts not arriving on time, which has then meant the delivery of planes and the general building of these on time has not been possible. Riyadh Air will also strongly rely on Boeing to produce aircraft for its long-haul operations, with up to 72 of your 787s on order, so it is certainly feeling the effects of the delays. However, despite this commitment to the Boeing widebody, factoring in the slower than ever production rates makes it harder, and ultimately this has made formally launching themselves as a company and challenging market share initially harder than first imagined. Spokespeople confirmed to The National, and Tony Douglas, who spoke with The Telegraph, said that the first jet destined for passenger services is being produced, but in terms of when this arrives, it's a little bit tougher for them to really forecast. Over to the final story, and All Nippon Airways is increasing its commitment to next-generation planes following approval from the board of directors at a meeting. The decision was primarily spurred on by the airline's forecasting for pretty hefty future growth and decades of continued upward trends in passenger demand. ANA believes that developing its fleet backlog will prove essential to really being ready for these significant levels of demand as the years progress and securing valuable delivery slots. Moreover, ANA confirms that purchasing new planes aligns with the fleet renewal efforts, which have actually been a strategy for the business since before the emergence of the global pandemic, but those renewal efforts were largely suspended due to the restrictions imposed and the great deal of uncertainty. Businesses like ANA were not necessarily charting for the future, rather trying to consolidate and ensure that they had survival in times that were so unknown. In 2030, ANA estimates that the total number of aircraft in the fleet group-wide will be 320, really resulting from many of the planes currently on order, among others, finally being delivered. With these 320 planes, the 787 Dreamliner will really be relied on. ANA expects 120 Dreamliners to be in the operation, and as for the new order, well, the domestic brands will really turn to the Embraer E90 E2 with 20 orders, representing a first for Japan. Up to 20 planes have been spread across 15 firm units and options for a further 5, should they wish to activate these later. The plane's expected to bring the latest bit of efficiency. First unit to be delivered in financial year 2028, permitting no delays. Once entered service, the aircraft should significantly aid domestic route demand across the long-term period, while reducing emissions and fuel consumption. Furthermore, the A321neo will be ordered as a series, with the company committing to 14 additional units, including some of the A321neo aircraft being the A321XLR for Peach. In addition to the current fleets, the 737 MAX will join the business with 8 confirmed orders and 4 options for the middle ground 737-8. Meanwhile, ANA has also finalised options for 5 more of your 787-9 Dreamliners, this a finalisation of an order placed at the beginning of 2020, and for the 737 MAX, it comes of a finalisation from an order from the beginning of 2019. Very exciting plans for ANA, and I'd love to hear your take down below in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. Take care, do be safe, and I'll see you tomorrow for your next industry recap.
And we'll fly.